Namaste dosto, welcome to my channel. I will be discussing today about hospital information management system. Should we choose a hospital information management system which is on-premise or cloud-based? That is a topic for today. Before stepping into this discussion, let us first understand what is on-premise, what is cloud-based. The on-premise hospital information management system, here hospital or the owners or whoever managers will be holding everything inside the hospital. The server which they are using, it will be inside the hospital. You will have to take care of it. Everything, data, application running, and the LAN maintenance, everything should be borne in the hospital. And security risk, be it electricity bill of the servers, maintaining the server room or electricity bill, everything. And you will have to hold up even IT staff who is trained to take care of the server. Everything is managed inside the hospital by the hospital staff. That is on-premise servers. And what is the cloud-based means? Cloud-based hospital information management systems, here it is just like a plug and play. It is just like managing a Gmail account where you don't do anything. Just log in and do your work and get away. As simple as that. The cloud-based will be so simple. Here, the hospital doesn't have the headache of managing the servers, rooms, or what IT staff, big IT staff you never require, and nothing you really require apart from the internet connection. That's all you need here. And this is the difference between hospital management system of what does it mean. Next, we'll try to understand which kind of hospital should choose what sort of hospital information management system. That we'll try to understand. Now, if the hospitals is like 10, 25 or 50 bedded, where the everything here in such hospitals, the sensible, I personally feel, and the most do think so, the choice for them is more or less clear. It is to go for the cloud-based. Here, if these people try to maintain the servers in there, it will be a big headache for them, because there is something like you will have to maintain the server, you will have to maintain the LAN connection, everything you will have to do it. And definitely the security risk, ransomware, you know that what had happened in HIMS last 1 or 2 years before, how the local servers were hacked. Those things are there. So naturally, for such kind of small hospitals, if they want to do this different hospital information management system, for them taking a backup itself is a big thing, because the staff will not be there. So these will have to maintain the backup in case something goes wrong. They cannot really maintain that backups. The data is gone. But I personally, most of us know that we have been maintaining Gmail accounts. It has hardly been hacked unless you have given out your password. So that's a difference between the on-premise, the security risk difference between the on-premise and the cloud-based for the small hospitals. And apart from this, there is something like Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, which is the National Health Authority. It's a policy. That is the one thing which has been launched by the government of India, where the hospitals, of course it's not compulsory, are supposed to adapt to this ABDM, where Abha you have to generate and link the records with the gateway. So this is cloud. Now, if you want to maintain a system which is on-premise, the part of it should go to the cloud now. Imagine the complexity of the design that you'll have to maintain the servers on the premise as well as in the cloud. Imagine the complexity, how much headache it is. And things, multiple systems means multiple points of going into error. More chance you will end up with the one thing or other thing going wrong. So data synchronization, everything becomes a big complexity. And you may end up exposing your server to the net, and you getting hacked by the hackers increases. So naturally, in the context of ABDM, even for the bigger hospitals, it doesn't appear sensible to have an information system that is on-premise, because ABDM expects you to be connected to the net. That is one thing. Now, let us look at from the perspective of the bigger hospitals. Should they go for on-premise or should they go for cloud-based? Now, if you have got a big hospital, one hospital, imagine, and a chain of hospitals now. Now, even for the hospital which is bigger size, maybe 200, 250, maybe one government medical colleges or like big hospitals, for them also it doesn't appear sensible to go for an on-premise, because medical colleges, government medical colleges are going for cloud-based. Imagine, most of the government medical colleges are going for the cloud-based. So look at this, because of the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission in place, the complexity of the headache increases here. That's why they're going for the cloud-based systems now. Now let us look at the costs. What does cost mean for on-premise versus the cloud-based? Now, if you look at the cost involved, if you want to get an on-premise hospital information management system, the vendors will have to pay a lot, because they have to physically travel to your hospital now and then to maintain your hardware issues. The problems can come from your hardware, problems can come from the LAN, local area network, problems can come from multiple points. To know what is going wrong, they will have to travel. So that cost will burden or will come on the hospital, the vendor from, and you will have to maintain the server room. The server room has to have a 24/7 electricity, air conditioning, and the servers are not cheap now. You know that the cost of the processors are increasing, because the big clouds or data centers that are coming up, they are absorbing the most of the processors to the data centers for purpose of computing the artificial intelligence. So the cost of these chips, whatever your servers are going to get in, they are also increasing now. So naturally, you will be paying heavily more for maintaining the your server on your premise, and to get a staff who is trained enough to prevent you from cyber attacks is not easy. For maintaining such a staff for the hospital, it is not easy. Please note that you are running a hospital, not a data center. You can't really think of going behind every time and look into what is going wrong and all that. You will have to just a peace of mind which works for you. And if you have got an on-premise hospital information management system, the chances of it going into error are much more than the cloud-based, because in the cloud it is just the internet connection. You will need not worry anything here. That is a kind of a thing that you will have to look into before taking it to this call. Apart from this, are there any problems with the cloud? Let us look at from the negativity from the cloud-based. The issues the most of the hospitals do express when it comes to the cloud-based hospital information management system is their data safe there. Please note, the government of India has launched the DPDP 2023. This act is binding for everybody, not just for the vendors. It is binding for the hospitals and for the patient. The act is very clear. The act goes on to tell that the data which is produced in the hospital, the patient is the owner and hospital is the custodian. That's it. That's what it says. And the vendors to whom you given charges are supposed to maintain the privacy of it. That's what the DPDP 2023 is going to tell us. In case if a hospital information management system which you are holding it on-premise gets hacked and the data goes, you will have to be very careful with that. And the ABDM compliant HIMS, which by default are DPDP 2023 compliant, they will have to maintaining the DPDP 2023, which is the act of the government. They will be compliant. So naturally, for you there is a less of a headache here. So, and what about the data? If you want to change the your vendor, definitely you can download or get your data into your computer and give it to the next person who is vendor here, because the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission certified HIMSs are interoperable by default. So naturally they will be able to give you the data of the patient data to you, so which the next vendor can take up. So now that advantage you have. So naturally when you buy a HIMS, please look into that whether it is Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission certified, because that is equally important here, because that make you ready for the future. Although the ABDM is not binding for the hospital to run, it may become more or less needed, like the Aadhaar. Aadhaar is not compulsory, but I don't think so anybody in India can survive without Aadhaar, because most of the things are dependent on Aadhaar. Similarly, the hospitals which are in the future, near future, the ABDM will become the baseline. You will have to have it. So if you are going for HIMS, which is ABDM compliant, if you want to maintain still on premise, it will become much more complex and things will become much more difficult to run, and you will have to maintain so many points for correction. So keeping all these things, please note that you are running a hospital, not a data center. So I personally feel the smaller size and the clinics and hospital should not even think of on-premise. They should go simply for cloud-based. And if you are a big hospital, if you have got a chain of hospitals now, for you also it is better to go for cloud. There's not, because you will have to coordinate between the multiple hospitals here. So maintaining on-premise in each center is not a sensible thing. Please go for the cloud if you have a chain of hospital, group of hospitals like that is also there. So one single hospital, big, just think whether you can really maintain everything and take a call. That's all for today. Thank you.